Keep that next heading, HBASE. Next heading, HBASE. Right. Generally we have seen plenty of tools like Pick, Hive, Scoop, what else is there, Uji. All these tools built on top of very good MapReduce. Whatever you may be writing, but internally it is running with what, MapReduce only. But here HBASE has been purely built on top of HDFS, not on HDFS. Sorry, not on MapReduce. It is purely built on top of HDFS but not on MapReduce. Means, suppose, main thing here is that sometimes we may be having structured data. We may be having structured data in MySQL or in Oracle. I'll get the data toward HDFS. Okay, through HBASE. Through HBASE. So if you are keeping the data through HBASE, whatever the data that you may be keeping through HBASE, everything will be stored on HDFS, but it is in some encrypted format, which is not in readable format. Okay, everything will be stored in the form of zeros and ones. So one thing, HBASE is what? NoSQL database. NoSQL means? NoSQL means? Without commands, NoSQL means not only SQL, not only SQL. You got it? Not only SQL means you not only write query language. If you want, you can write any other language also. That is what the meaning of that. NoSQL database means not only SQL. You can write any other types of programs also. So here, basically, you know one thing, this HBASE can purely work with real-time data. You know that why it is? So can we update data in HDFS? We cannot, but I can happily update data in what? HBASE. Because I'm working with HBASE, I'm not working with HDFS. Your HBASE built on top of HDFS, right or wrong? So I'm working with what? HBASE here. I'm not working with HDFS. HBASE. Okay, this is actually what? HDFS. Once you are keeping data in HDFS, you are not supposed to allow that to change that value. Okay, to change that content of the file. But here I'm working through what? HBASE. HBASE can happily work with this HDFS data. Once you are doing something here, the data will be reflected, the data will be stored in this HDFS. Suppose I'm giving some data something like this. I have one employee, his name is A, his salary seems like what? 5 lakh rupees per annum. Okay, so I'm keeping all this data into this. So automatically this data will be stored here. Okay, if I'm working through what? HBASE. Right. So some other day his salary gets changed suddenly. It seems like what? 6 lakh rupees. He has been given with some hike, 6 lakh rupees. Now it is. So can I change this one? Already you have A 5 lakh rupees in this HDFS. Can I change this data now? Can I change or not? Yes, I can change happily. I can change it because I'm working with HBASE, not with HDFS. So your HBASE knows very well that how to keep those changes also back to your HDFS. That is what another best thing here. Now you got it what I'm saying? So we can happily work with what? Real-time data with this HBASE. Again I'm telling you, I'm not directly working with the data from HDFS. I'm working with through HBASE. So HBASE can do anything here. Okay, and one more thing. Suppose I have data in my RDBMS. What I'm thinking is I can happily write program. Writing query is somewhat difficult thing, but I can happily write program. So can I write Java program in MySQL? Can I write Java program in Oracle? I cannot. Right or wrong? I can purely write what? Queries. I cannot write any Java program. So what I have to do? I have to get that data to HDFS. Once after, how to get that data from RDBMS to HDFS? Yes, absolutely. Scoop. Right. By using Scoop, I'll get that data toward HDFS. Now, whatever the program I wanted to write, I'll write it down and I'll get final output. In the same way, I can even get that data toward HBASE also. Even your HBASE also will keep that data into what? HDFS. And you can happily work with either Java, either HBASE queries, NoSQL database queries, or else any SQL languages also. I can purely write query language here. You don't mean that NoSQL data means what? It doesn't mean that not writing queries. I can write queries. Apart from that, I can even write some other things also. Not only SQL it is. Not only SQL, you can write even other things also. And it is purely working with what? Real-time data. Because I'm purely working with what? HBASE. Not working with what? I'm not working with HDFS. That's what. So if I'm working with HBASE, is it running with map and reduce or not? Is it running with map and reduce or not? Never. Why it is running with map reduce? Because if you are working with HDFS data, then it is running with map reduce. But I'm here working with what? HBASE. So is it working with map reduce? Never. But if you are keeping data through HBASE to HDFS, if you wanted to work on that, then it may be running with what? Map reduce. Once after keeping that data into HDFS. Until then you are not going to keep that data into HDFS, it won't run with what? Map reduce. You got it? We will see one by one here. Okay. So first keep that heading and note down few points. HBASE is NoSQL database. HBASE is NoSQL database. HBASE is NoSQL database. It can take data in column formatted way. It can take data in column formatted way. It can take data in column formatted way. So under to that, data will be taken in the form of key value pairs. Data will be taken in the form of key value pairs. Data will be taken in the form of key value pairs. Data will be taken in the form of key value pairs. So basically, we cannot, if you want you can write query also, there is no problem. And if you want you can write any other language also, no problem. But one thing, do we need to work with data types or not? Right or wrong? What are all different kinds of data types in your PIC? Int, double, float, char array, byte array. What is default data type? Byte array in PIC. Next, let me come for high. What are all the data types? Tiny int, small int, big int, float, double, string. Such types are there. As well as back. What is that? Map, struct, array. Plenty of things are there. In the same way, here also, do we need to have schema or not? Do we need to have some data type or not? What is that data type here? What are all the data types? We don't have any data type. The only type is what? Byte array. HBASE knows only one thing, that how to take data in the form of key value pairs. Every key must be byte array, every value must be byte array. No doubt about it. Very, 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 very important question it is. They'll ask you that how to take data in HBASE. Data will be taken in column formatted way. So with key and value pairs, here key and value pair both should be byte array type, not any other type. Byte array type it is. Clear? So this is what another thing here. Next, HBASE can purely note on that. HBASE will take data in the form of key value pair. Here key and value both are byte array types. HBASE will take data in the form of key value pairs, and both key and value pair both will be byte array types. Key value pair both will be byte array types. Both will be byte array types. Done? So HBASE can purely work with real-time data. HBASE can purely work with real-time data. Under to that, HBASE built on top of HBASE is built on top of HBASE is built on top of HDFS. 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 HBASE will always keep data. HBASE will always keep data. HBASE will always keep data. Will always keep data in encrypted format. In encrypted format. HBASE will always keep data in encrypted format. In encrypted format. You got it? Next. In encrypted format. Okay, fine. Okay, before that, let me show you. We are saying that that data will be taken in some column formatted way here, right? So how does it seems like? Suppose I'm giving ID, name, salary. I'm giving 101 A 100, 102 B 200. What is this format here? Row format. If I take the same data in column format, it will become something like this: ID, name, salary, 101. ID, name, salary. Okay, that's it, something like this. Okay, so column format means this is that. Okay, so why we are saying that only key value pair, that we will see one by one, don't worry now. So just let me know, key value pair means keys always compared with each other, right or wrong? So that they can decide their sorting order. You got this point, right? Already we have seen plenty of times, right? Fine. This is row format, this is column format. Is this clear? Right. Okay, fine. Okay, we will see this HBASE in 3 levels here. One is through commands, another one is through scoop, last one is through API. Okay, so we'll create tables, that's it. So here you need to have basic knowledge on what creating tables here. Okay, and taking data into that table, right? Okay, so if I wanted to start working with HBASE, I need to start one service. What is that service? HMaster. Okay, if I wanted to start working with HBASE, I have to start HMaster service. What is that service? You must start working with Uji. Bootstrap. Bootstrap. For HBASE, HMaster. Very, very important. How to start HMaster service? Take down this. Sudo space /etc/init.d/ sudo space /etc/init.d /hadoop -hbase -master space start. It will start hmaster service. Done. Clear? Right. Fine. So if you are giving HBASE space shell, it is directly taking you to what? HBASE shell. HBASE shell. HBASE shell. If you wanted to do any work with HBASE, you have to enter into HBASE shell here. Right. Now I'll create one table here. How to create table? Very simple. Create. I'll give some table name as what? Test, comma data. Test, comma data. Don't give any semicolon. Create test, comma data. So what is this data here? There will be one column family name for every table here, because you basically how you are taking data in column formatted way. So to take that data in some column formatted way, you will be having one column family name. Very simple to say. In Java, we are creating object. We are taking test t is equal to new test. What is the t there? Reference for your table. Sorry, reference for your object. Here also, I am creating one table. For each and every table, there must be one reference. That reference is actually what? Data. It can be data, it can be something else. Whatever you want, you can take. No problem. But once you are giving this one, you are not supposed to change this. This should be fixed, and this will refer every key and every value. One key value pair will be specified by this data here. Right. Now, what is your table name? Right. Next. Generally, how to list out all tables from a database? What is that command? What is that command to list out all tables? All tables from a database. What is that command? Show tables. Show tables. Here what it is? List. List is for what? Displaying all your tables. How many tables are there in this now? Only one table, right? What is the table name? Right. Test. See this one. Now do I need to load some data into this test table or not? Right or wrong? So what I'll do is I'll take HBASE. I'll take, generally if you are working with key value pair, how to load your data into collection with key value pairs? What is that method? What is that method you have to use to keep? Generally in collection framework we are using add method. Add method to add one by one objects to your collection framework. Right. In the same way, if I wanted to add key value pair to your collection framework, what I have to use? Put method. Right. In the same way, here also we have one put command. One put command. Okay. Put space. Okay. Test table. Into which table you wanted to load? Test table. What is that row here? Row 1. Row 1, comma, I'll take data colon id comma name 101, value 101, again HBASE put test class name, sorry, table name, comma row 1 comma data colon, this time name, right, comma yeah, HBASE put test comma row 1 comma okay colon data colon salary comma 100. Next, in the same way, HBASE put test row 2 data colon id 102, put test row 2 data colon name B. Next, HBASE put test row 2 data colon salary 200. Is it confusing? Is it anything confusion? No, right? Take it down properly. Row wise. Basically, no. Thing is, it seems like what? It seems like in column formatted way, but it is still taking the data in row format only. Internally, it is considering it as what? A row. Let us suppose in row formatted database, for ID 101, what is that name? A. What is that salary? 100. All these are what? In a single row. So in this column formatted databases also, I have to give row 1 ID 101. For row 1 name A. For row 1 salary 100. Means what? All these are basically row 1. All this data is belonging to what? Row 1 only. So how many such rows will be there? Take the table, row formatted data table we have seen, right, already, right? How many rows are there in that? 2 rows. Okay. Next to that, column formatted data is there, right? How many rows are there in that? How many rows are there in that? 2 rows only. Row means not ID, not name, not salary. If you are seeing something like this, it is what? Row only. Okay, but it is not row. Row means what? A column will become a row over there. A column is nothing but a row over there, right or wrong? So how many rows are there? 2. Row 1 ID. See, ID name salary, isn't it becoming column formatted? Right or wrong? ID name salary, isn't it becoming column format? Isn't it become column format? Right or wrong? So how many rows are there now? 2 rows only. That's what a row 1 should have ID name salary 3 together, and row 2 should have ID name salary 3 together. For row 2, what is ID? For row 2, what is that ID? 102. For row 1, what is that salary? 100. Right? So that seems something like this. Okay. But here, for your easy understanding purpose, I have taken rows here. But basically, if you are going to import data from RDBMS to directly to this HBASE, it won't take row 1, row 2, row 3, something like this. It is taking that first column as what? A row. How it is going to be done, we will see. So here, once you are doing all these things, now I'll give take down this HBASE scan space test, scan space test. Scan space test. So once you are doing this one, what will happen? Generally, what is that query to display the content of the table? Select star from table name. Here what we are doing? Scan test. If we are giving scan test, it is automatically displaying this table here, something like this: row, column plus shell. Okay, here it is giving row 1. What is that row 1 here? Come on. Column is equal to data ID. It is giving some timestamp. Okay, and it is giving some value. What is that value here for ID? 101, right? Next, row 2. Okay, column data colon name, timestamp will be given, and value is equal to, what is that? Name A. For row 1, no? Row 1 only, right? Row 1 again. For row 1, for data salary, what is that column name here? Value here 100. Okay, in the same way, please start writing row 2 also. Please start doing this one. Row, column plus shell, row 1, row 1, row 1. For row 1, ID, name, salary should be there. Again for row 2 also, ID, name, salary should be there. They'll ask you sometimes that how to take data in HBASE, how it is properly taking your data. Take down that quickly, and you please take row 2 also. Right, so row 2 same, something like this, right? Fine. Here if you want, this seems like what structured data, right? If you want, you can write query also, but how to write query? Means I have to go for Hive. Data is there in HBASE, but I have to work with Hive. Can I do some integration here? Yes, you can happily do any type of integration here, no problem. But you have to choose proper jar files here. You have to choose main jar files in Hive, main jar files in in HBASE, and you have to choose both dependent jar files, and you have to configure them properly. So automatically your Hive also can process HBASE data, structured data directly. Hive is working with this HBASE data. HBASE is basically taking some data in column formatted way, but your Hive can work with what? Row formatted data. Can this Hive work on this HBASE data? Yes, purely it can work, because even they are writing queries, it seems like what? Rows only. How many rows are there in this? For each and everything you have 3 rows. It seems like what? Column formatted data, but it is still under row format. Okay, it seems still under what? Row formatted only. Okay, so this is what another thing. Next, can I use update command and delete command in HiveQL? Update command, can I use that? Can I use that update command? Yes or no? Right, I'm talking about Hive. Can I use delete command and update command? No. We have even some discussion even at earlier of our Hive discussion, right or wrong? We cannot work with update, we cannot work with insert, we cannot work with delete commands. But here I can happily work with all these commands, because HBASE can work with real-time data. It can modify that data, because after completing that task, it is keeping that data into HBASE, HDFS. Until and that data won't be kept in what? Yes. Yes, exactly. In Hive, it is being stored in what? HDFS directly. So we cannot modify that data. But here data will be there in what? HBASE. So you can modify that data, and then these changes will be reflected on your HDFS automatically. Right? Okay. Alright. Okay, fine. Okay, see this. Shall we check this one, whether service gets started or not? What is that service? If you wanted to work with HBASE, we need to have HMaster service. Do you have that service here? You don't have. And Bootstrap service is already running, right? So you can happily work with UG, but not with HBASE. So how to start HMaster service here? /etc /init.d/ check this one. Do you have HMaster service here? Right? Okay. So okay, fine. I'll give HBASE space shell here. Fine. Okay, is it taking you to HBASE or not? Right? Okay, so first I'll give list. Do you have any table here? No, right? So what I have to do now, I have to create one table here now. Create, I'll give some test, comma, I'll put some data here. Put row 1, comma, oh sorry, put test, comma, row 1, comma, data, colon, id, comma, what is that? 101. Next, same row 1, but this time what it is? Yeah. Next. $100. Okay, fine. 100. Next, row 2. Row 2. ID 102. Name B. Row 3. Sorry, row 2. What is that this time? That's all. Now how to display this? Scan. Check that. Is it giving you same data or not? Right or wrong? For row 1. For row 2, what is that ID? 102. Okay, for row 1. Okay, fine. Now I wanted to change that data here. Let's say I wanted to change row 2 salary to 500. Can I change that? Can I do that update here? Yes, I can happily do it. So what I have to do for that? Nothing is there. Very simple. Check that. Right or wrong? Is it taking the data or not? That's it. Okay, means isn't it working for what real-time data here? It can purely work with that, right? Okay, this is what one way of doing tables here. Next, so this is through commands, HBASE commands. This time I'll start working with what? Scoop. I have data in MySQL. I'll import that data by using scoop here now. Okay, so how to do that? Take another terminal here. Okay, so note down this command. Just keep that heading: importing data from MySQL to HBASE using scoop. Importing data from MySQL to HBASE. Importing data from MySQL to HBASE. What I did tell you? HBASE MySQL only. What I did tell you earlier? That's it. Importing data from MySQL to HBASE by using scoop or else through scoop. Okay. Check this one. I'll give scoop space import. Already we have some user table, right? User table is there, right? Movie lens database. Right or wrong? Otherwise we will see that again. Did you remember that? User table in movie lens already we have seen. Right? Okay. So scoop space import space backward slash hyphen connect space JDBC colon MySQL colon 2 forward slashes localhost okay slash movie lens space backward slash hyphen username space hyphen table user hyphen HBASE hyphen table space I'll give HBASE user. I'll give HBASE user. What is the table name? I'm creating HBASE user. So basically in MySQL first you have to create table and then you have to insert data, right or wrong? But here what I'm doing, I'm creating table dynamically, I'm loading data dynamically, right or wrong? Okay, because there you must create table with some proper schema, because it is always depending on schema. But here there is no schema. The only way to take your data is what? Byte array. Did I tell you or not? Right? So the only way to take your data is what? Byte array. So it is happily taking the data with byte array here. Okay, space backward slash. I'll give hyphen column hyphen family. Let's say I'm giving Durga. Column family name is actually what? Durga. I'll give hyphen HBASE hyphen create hyphen table. Take down that properly. I have seen some of your notebook. I don't know. I don't remember, but I have remembered this. You are not taking them properly. Take down them properly. No. Durga is what? Column family name. Actually, we have taken data, right? When we have created test table, data is the right reference. That reference is actually what? Durga. Done?
Table name, sir. Table name.
What table name? I have given here, right? User, HBASE user is what? Our table name. HBASE table name. For that, column family name is actually what? Durga. From which table you are taking? User table. Okay? Done? So as you are importing through scoop, definitely it is working with what? Mapper, not with reducer. Okay. See, we are not working with HBASE data yet. We are importing data to what? HBASE. That's it. Okay. There you can see Zookeeper is there, right? It's a master service in your HMaster, in your HBASE. Okay, to take data directly to your region servers here directly. Okay, we will see them bit later. Okay, fine. Let me come for this now. Now do you have data here? Are we going to have data here or not? Just give list. Do you have HBASE user or not? Right or wrong? Yes. Now what I'll do? I'll give scan space right under single quotes column family name is there or not? Done. You please check this one. What is this triple line? What is it triple line? Check this one. Only this data. This is actually what? This becomes one row's data, right? What I'll do is I'll come here Okay. Okay. Scoop space eval space backward slash hyphen hyphen. Why we are using this? To display data here. Eval is for what? Evaluating your data, right? Eval connect JDBC colon MySQL colon 2 forward slashes localhost slash movilence space backward slash hyphen hyphen username space training space hyphen hyphen password space training space backward slash I'll give hyphen hyphen query select star from user limit 1000. Let's say I'm giving 1000 here. See here 4 nines is there, 3 nines is there, right? It's a row or not? What is there in that row? 999 male 25 age 15 occupation ID and 62558 is what? zip. You getting what I'm saying here? Now let me go for what? HBASE shell 999. What is that age here? 25 or not? Same age or not? And 999 gender male or not? And what is that? Occupation ID. What it is? 15 or not? And 999. What is that zip here? See this one 62558 or not? Same data, right? But here how many columns are there in this now? 4 columns only. But how many columns are there in this? 5 columns are there in this. Here 5 columns will become what? 4 columns here. What about that remaining column? That column will be taken as what? A row here. Right or wrong? 999 is actually what? ID, right? Right or wrong? This ID will be taken as what? A row. ID will be taken as what? A row. This is what? A default format for your HBASE. So basically, in our previous example, I have just shown you that okay. So in previous example I have just shown you that row 1 ID, row 1 name, row 1 salary, but basically that ID only will be taken as what? Your row. If I am directly saying you that, you may not be understanding. That's what I have just taken row 1 for 3 times, row 3, row 2 for 3 times. So but here ID only directly will be taken as what? Your row here. So line, what it is giving? What it is giving? 999. Tell me that. Come on. 999 column, right? Durga age timestamp comma age 25. Okay, what it is? It's previous IDs zip it is. Next for 999 column Durga, right? Timestamp value, right? Next for 999 Durga occupation ID comma next 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 62558. Basically it should give 5 columns here, right? But here it has given you only 4, because in your table it seems something like this: ID, what it is, next one gender. Basically in your table you have ID, gender, next one is age, next one is occupation ID, next one is zip. What is that? ID 999. gender male, age 25, occupation ID 15. This is 62558. This is what the data what you are having. Now here every ID will become what? A row here. For ID 999 column, okay, that Durga, column family name is Durga, age 25, gender male, occupation ID 15, zip, it will give you. But have you observed this one? Basically it should give gender, age, occupation ID, zip. Order should be what? Gender, age, occupation ID, zip. But it has given you some order as what? Age, gender, occupation ID, zip. These two gets interchanged, right? Right or wrong? Why this is so? Why it should give alphabetical order here? Because these are all keys, these are all values. Each and every key can compare with each other so that they can decide their sorting order. As these are all what keys, they have decided their sorting order. Whether which one will come first? Basically in table we have gender first and then age next. But here it has given you age first and gender next. Because A will come first and G will come next to that. And occupation ID zip. So can you at least understand now? These are all what? Keys. Right or wrong? These are all what? Not only this is also what? Key. Okay, both of them are what? Keys. And this is actually what? Value. So for 999, what is gender? For 999, what is gender? What is gender? Male. For 999, what is occupation ID? So if I wanted to get this 15, I have to work on this Durga OID. Right or wrong? Let us say, suppose I wanted to execute something, means I have to call that method. How to call that method? By creating object for that class. Right or wrong? I have to call some variable by creating object for that class. I have to execute this OID, its value. Can I directly call this one? OID, I should not call this one. You have to call it through what? Column family name. Because it's a reference, right? You have to definitely use that reference. Then this value will be given. For 999, for Durga OID, what is that value? That's it. Okay. So this is what? Way of importing data by using Scoop. Next and last thing is through API. Through API. Okay. Through API. We'll see that also. Fine. See this one. I'll create one project here. Say new Java project. I'll give HBASE project. I'll say next. I have to add jar files, right? What are all the jar files I must add? Hadoop Python. Make the terminology. When will you learn them? Hadoop Python. Hadoop Python core.jar. Next. We are working with HBASE, right? We must add HBASE related jar files also. So I'll go for file system usr lib. In this I'll go for yes. HBASE is there or not? Open this, choose these two jar files, save OK. Save finish. Done. I'll give right click on this. I'll say new class. I'll create one class as make table. We have one program. Already we have seen that. 1 second. I'll give you that location. Okay, that program's location is actually Right, go for this trainings home, training materials. In this HBASE is there, open this. XIS is there, open this. Make table is there, open this. Java is there, open this. See, make table.java is there, right? You please copy that and paste it into your Eclipse. Okay, right? So if you can see, what is your table name here? User. Basically byte array is nothing but byte with array, like how int array, short array, okay, string array. In the same way byte array here. Okay, so I was telling you every time here data will be taken in the form of byte arrays only. So here also I have taken info, name, right or wrong? Okay, everything has been taken in the form of byte array only. Table name, column family name, remember them. What is table name here? User. What is column family name here? Info. What is that column value name here? Name. Okay, just come down here. So if the table name which I am going to create here, if it is already available, then I'll disable that and I'll delete this one. Okay, direct table won't be deleted here. If you wanted to delete that table, you have to disable that first and then you have to delete that. Okay, okay, fine, come down. So here HBASE H table descriptor will aware of that table name, all those things. Okay, column descriptor, H column descriptor will take care of column family names. Okay, now here I'll put some data. I'm taking some data with put command, put row 1. I'm taking what? Row 1 here. What is that row 1 here? 42. What is that column family name here? Column family name. What is that? Info. Column value? Name. What is that name here? Diana. Right or wrong? So it seems something like this here. It seems something like this. Okay, for 42 row, what is that? Column is equal to column family name, info, right? Colon, what is that name here? Name. Okay, so in the same way, timestamp. Timestamp, tab, value is equal to, what is that value here? Diana. Next, 43, column info, column family name info, value and dog. Okay, next, 43, what it is? Dog. Next, 44, what it is? Steve. Done. So likewise your data will be taken here. Fine, let me come here and finally I'm going to scan each and everything and I'll print those values here. Okay, result dot get value of column family name and column value. So generally get method can always take what? Key, and it is displaying that its corresponding value that we have already seen in map with collection framework. So here also I am taking get value of column family name comma column value. What is that column family name here? What is that column family name here? Come on, info. For column value name. So scanner will have what? 42, 43, 44 rows. So scanner will at a time it is giving one row here. So first it is giving 42 row. For 42 row, from result I am just trying to get value for this column family name and column value. What is your column family name for 42 row? Info. Column value name. Name. So for both of them, what is that column value? Dog. Sorry, Diana. Diana. So Diana will be printed here. Basically that Diana is of what type? Byte array type. So do I need to convert that into string type or not? Yes, because I have to display that, right? For displaying that I have to definitely convert that into string. So likewise you are going to take dog and Steve also. Right. Let me just create one jar file for this. Say export, say next, say finish. Yes. Come here. Okay, one second. Where the jar file gets created? Did I create jar file? Say export here, say next. I'll create some jar file name as what? HBASE dot jar. Done. So I'll give Hadoop space jar space, where the jar file will be available in workspace, right? So HBASE I'm giving space dot jar space. What is that class name? Make table. That's it. Do I need to give any input file or output directory? No, because I'm just trying to create one table here. That's it. So is it working with any map and reduce? Have seen this one? Is it working with any map reduce here? No, it won't work with any map reduce here, right? So data has been taken. Let us see whether that data has been taken here or not. List I'm giving. Do you have user or not? Is this our table or not? Right? So I'll give scan. Yes. Check this one. Is it giving data properly or not? Okay. So not only here. Now shall we check whether data has been taken into your HDFS or not? Right or wrong? Do we need to check this one or not? Come here. Let me come back. Let me come back here. Back. HBASE is there or not? Open this. User is there or not? Open this. Open this. Info is there or not? If there is no info, there is no data. No doubt about it. Open this. See, data has been taken in some form of encrypted way or not? Data will be taken in the form of encrypted format. Right? So this is what basic thing. So now you can access this data anyway. Okay, what I'll do is, one second. Let me show you this one. What is that? Diana, right? What is this name? Diana for 42. Okay. Here I'll give put space. What is that table name? User. I'll give 42. I'll give info colon name comma, what is that? Values, actually I'll give some RAM. Okay, now you please give scan user. RAM is there or not? Data gets stored in this HBASE, HDFS or not? Data gets already stored in this HDFS, right? Right, data gets already stored in this HDFS, but still I can change that or not? Right? Okay, fine. Let me just come back here. Okay, so means what? Here it may not be affecting that, because as we are taken some name over there, we can see and we can understand this, but basically your HBASE will always reflect that data and it is giving you proper output, no doubt about it. So can we work for real-time data or not? Yes or no? So not only for real-time data, it can even work with what? Structured, unstructured and semi-structured data. Just note down that in your notebook. Last point. HBASE can even work with structured, unstructured and semi-structured data. HBASE can work with, not even, just remove that even. HBASE can work with structured, unstructured and semi-structured data. Okay, last few more minutes. Just keep on heading HBASE architecture. Take it down quickly. region server, region h file. Okay, see this one for a second. First see this. See, there is a client. Generally, up to now we have seen all clients jobs only, right? Now I am going to keep some data into what? HBASE. Right. For HBASE there will be one master service, H master service. This seems like what? Name node, who is maintaining all this setup. Okay. So here Zookeeper will be what? Another service for this H master service. It is working like what? A PA. Let's say suppose. Now in the same way, all region servers seems like what? Data nodes. All region servers seems like what? Data nodes. Okay, in our Hadoop cluster, right? Each region seems like what? A block, 64 MB of block. I'm just relating that for making you to easily understand, right? Now client wanted to keep some data into this region servers. He should directly talk to what? Zookeeper first, because Zookeeper only will always monitoring all these region servers here. What are all the region servers are running? What are all the region servers are having free space with what regions? So once it is aware of that, it is giving response back to this client, so that this client can directly talk to this data here. Okay, next, let us suppose at any time any region server is going to be down, then this Zookeeper will directly talk to this H master, and it is letting that know that some region server is not working, so that this H master will come and replace this region server back. Okay, no more replications, nothing at all here. Replications will be done in what? HDFS, but still we have not yet passed that data to what? HDFS here, right or wrong? So if once after doing that, once after making this region server up, now this H master service will respond for this Zookeeper service. So Zookeeper is also such an important thing. If there is no Zookeeper, there is no way of keeping your data, and there is no HBASE here. So Zookeeper is a master service which is always monitoring region servers here. Okay, next H file is what? Like HBASE file here. This H file will keep always your region data to what? HDFS directly. So that's saying that this entire HBASE built on top of HDFS to keep your data into HDFS. Okay, so it is what it is, not only SQL language, no SQL database language. Okay, that's all with HBASE.